How to produce the HCl in stomach? So the HCl is produced by the combination of carbon dioxide and water. When water and carbon dioxide combine together, blend together, it forms the carbonic acid, H2CO3. Then the carbonic acid will split into two, the hydrogen ion and the bicarbonate. Then it will be split into two, the hydrogen ion and bicarbonate, HCO3. This process happens inside the fertile cells where it will split into two. So now I'm drawing, let's suppose it's the tissue of stomach. This is a 3-layer. The first layer will be the mucus layer, then the submucosa, and smooth muscles. So under the microscope you can see this chain-like structure. Here will be the chain-like structure. There's a lot of cells to involve the production or inhibition of HCl. This change will be seen like this. The first cell is mucus cells, which will produce the mucus to protect the stomach from HCl. It will protect the stomach from HCl. This is the cheap cells, which will produce the pepsinogen to digest the protein of milk. Remember, it occurs in children, pepsin and myosin. After adult, it became the hydrochloric acid, which will produced by the fertile cells. And everyone knows about the fertile cells. It produce the hydrochloric acid. It is now the fertile cell. Fertile cells which will produce the hydrochloric acid, HCl. This is the G cells which will produce the gastrin, which will promote the hydrochloric acid secretion. This is the D cell which secrete the somatostatin. The somatostatin will be the inhibition of hydrochloric acid. It will inhibit the secretion of hydrochloric acid. Now the last one will be the enterochromaffin cells. It will produce the histamine. Remember, histamine is also advised in allergic reaction because it is the secretion of mast cell. But now, at here, enterochromaffin cells will release the histamine to promote the hydrochloric acid secretion. Now here is the fertile cells. Its shape look like this. I'm trying to draw the fertile cells. So it is the fertile cells. This is the proton pump and the potassium pump. Proton pump and potassium pump. So the carbonic acid, this process happens inside the fertile cells where it will split into two, the hydrogen and the bicarbonate. The hydrogen ion and bicarbonate. So the hydrogen ion will go out through this pump to out of lumen of stomach to bend with chlorine to form hydrochloric acid. To bend with chlorine. Now there is the blood vessel. The blood contains the plasma and a lot of electrolytes. So that one will be the gluten, which will go to the lumen of stomach with the binding with hydrogen ion, and the bicarbonate will go back to the blood vessel where it will be transported the carbon dioxide, the 73% carbon dioxide transported in bicarbonate. So now here we go. The gluten go to a lumen of stomach and hydrogen is go out through this pump. This is the hydrogen ion and the gluten. It will form the hydrochloric acid. The proton pump inhibitor acts on that proton pump where it not allow the hydrogen ion to go out lumen of stomach with band with gluten to pump the hydrochloric acid. Mucus cell will produce the mucus. The chief cell will produce the pepsinogen to digest the pepsin, the milk protein, and peptides will produce the hydrochloric acid. The G cell will be secreted the glycerin, which will promote the hydrochloric acid. Now the D cell will be produce the somatostatin, which will inhibit the secretion of hydrochloric acid. And enterochromatin cells, which will produce the histamine to promote the hydrochloric acid. Now this is the histamine receptor, H2 receptor, which will promote the hydrochloric acid. Now there will be a nerve which will cross the throat to go to this receptor, and this nerve is the 10 cranial nerve, the vagus nerve, which is the longest nerve of cranial. This is the vagus nerve, which will reach to the large intestine, and it will stimulate the H2 receptor to promote the hydrochloric acid. Now the 10th cranial nerve, which is called vagus nerve, the 5th cranial nerve, which will called the trigeminal nerve, the 7th cranial nerve, which will be the facial cranial nerve. The one will be optic nerve, which detect the light and present an eye, the sensory nerve. The second will be the olfactory nerve, which will detect the smell. So the vagus nerve will promote the hydrochloric acid because it will be stimulate the H2 receptor. So nerve will secrete the acetylcholine, which will bend the nerve and receptor together. Acetylcholine is important for the bending of nerve and receptor. So it is acetylcholine which will bind the nerve and receptor together. Here you look how to produce the hydrochloric acid in stomach.